The mark of the beast. Most of the world has heard of it. In times past, it was thought to be everything from the Social Security card, checks, credit cards, microchips, and as of late, something even connected to a pharmaceutical remedy to a pestilence. Did you know that the Bible gives a description of what the mark of the beast looks like? You need to see this for yourself. Revelation chapter 13 shares details on what the world will look like and who implements the mark of the beast. It's not the Antichrist. It's the false prophet. But I only want to zero in on just this one aspect of the mark of the beast, its physical description. One could argue that Social Security cards, enhanced IDs, credit cards, banking, and the like may contribute to the system of the mark of the beast. But what I'm referring to here is the physical description of the mark of the beast. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. Let's pick it up at verse 11, which shares that it's the second beast, the false prophet, that implements the mark of the beast. He's the he that causes all to receive the mark. Let's get right to it. Further down in verse 16 and 17 of Revelation chapter 13, we see this. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. On the surface, a mark could be anything, but it's not just anything. We have a description. Did you see it within that verse? Since the New Testament is translated into English from the Greek, it is here that we find the description of the mark of the beast. Strong's Concordance G5480, when we translate this word mark within this text, the transliteration is charagma, which is by definition a scratch or etching, that is, stamp. In parentheses, we see as a badge of servitude. Further on, we see a sculptured figure, statue, graven, mark. So whatever it is, first we see that it breaks the surface of the skin via a scratch or etching of some sort, perhaps in some form of a stamp or this badge of servitude, a mark, right, that breaches the skin. Let's go even further and look at this root word right here, Strong's Concordance G5482. This word transliteration is karax, root word etymology from karasso. Watch this. To sharpen to a point, akin to Strong's Concordance G1125, through the idea of scratching. See, once again, we see the connection to the scratching upon the skin. Look what else we're learning here. Not only will the mark of the beast scratch the surface of the skin, we see here that it's something that's sharpened to a point, and it's akin to this Strong's Concordance G1125, transliteration grapho, which means to write with reference to the form of the letters. Further on, we see to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. This other material is indeed the skin. Even further, we see to write with reference to the contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. Up to this point, we see that the mark of the beast scratches the skin with something sharp, and it's writing something on the skin as a record. Interesting, isn't it? So that no man can buy nor sell without this mark. Now, when we get back to the root word, karax, G5482, we see what the mark of the beast looks like. The Strong's definition says from karasso, to sharpen to a point, akin to G1125, right? Through the idea of scratching. A stake, that is, by implication, a palisade or rampart, military mound for circumvallation in a siege trench. Moreover, the Thayer lexicon says a pale or stake, a palisade or rampart. Pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. We know what that looks like. So, the mark of the beast will look like stakes or palisades like we see with the old style forts and fortified positions, except they will be small enough to scratch the surface of the skin and transfer written information. Keep in mind, if there's written information, there must be a system that is reading that written information. So what looks like this? Because the Thayer lexicon says that the mark of the beast is a stamp, an imprinted mark, and note how where it's placed on the body. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. That's what it says. Let's go back to verse 16 within Revelation chapter 13. The mark is placed in the recipient's right hand or in their foreheads. Take a look at this word in, and we will see yet another connection to the skin. And we've seen this word before relative to the skin. Epi. Strong's Concordance G1909. You just can't make this stuff up. Transliteration epi. Thayer lexicon says upon, on, at, by, before. Of position, on, at, by, over, against, to, over, on, at, across, against, right? What does this mean? What connects this word epi to the skin? Look at this. The layers of the skin. Epidermis, dermis, and the subcutaneous tissue, which is the hypodermis. The epidermis is the top layer of the skin. Whatever the mark of the beast is, it will scratch the top layer of the skin, the epidermis. Write something that can be read by something else. And when looked at close up, it does look like stakes, palisades. So now, based upon this short study, we can see what the mark of the beast looks like close up. Remember the prerequisites. Begin at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, and read through till verse 16, where the mark of the beast is implemented. The Bible is very clear on these precursor events. And now we have a great description of what the mark of the beast looks like. The infrastructure for this mark has been built up for the longest. The tech to carry this out is already here. All right, that's it for now. Till we meet again. Live holy before the Lord. Love y'all. Shalom.